What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Giganato Gaming here, and welcome to episode 3 of the Biological Preserve. Last we left off, we added in a couple more herbivores. Altogether, we got Corythosaurus, Ornithomimus, Pachycephalosaurus, Therizinosaurus, and Pseudoceratops all in this area. Now, what we're going to do in today's video, we're going to add a couple more herbivores, maybe have like a sauropod and maybe, I don't know, we'll have to see what else is there. Maybe an ankylosaur or a stegosaur or something, and then we'll finally move on to the carnivores. I want to get at least one carnivore in today's episode. That's what we want to do. So, we'll probably get our first carnivore today and see what happens. Alright, so first things first. What do I want to do? Let's add something. Let's look at herbivores for a second. Alright, we want like a sauropod. We're going to put that in the bigger enclosure. Let's maybe have, I don't know, Ankylosaurus or something? Wait, no, there's a list. There's a list. Hold on. What am I doing? Alright. So we've got about 25 species that people want to add into the park altogether. I've asked you guys what you want to see in this park. So we've got Acrocanthosaurus, Albertosaurus, Allosaurus, Apatosaurus, Atrociraptor, Baryonyx, Brachiosaurus, Carnotaurus, Ceratosaurus, Compsognathus, Dilophosaurus, Dimetrodon, Dreadnoughtus, Giganotosaurus, Indominus Rex, Indoraptor, Lokiceratops, Psittacosaurus, Pyroraptor, Scorpius Rex, Spinoraptor, Spinosaurus, Suchomimus, Triceratops, and Velociraptor. So for herbivores, what do we got here? All right, so Ankylosaurus isn't on the list. And I don't think Stegosaurus is either, but Triceratops is. So let's see if we can get Triceratops going. Just to have a herbivore going. Do we have any other, maybe a smaller herbivore or something? We have Psittacosaurus. We could throw that in. We could throw that in the smaller enclosure. Let's have Psittacosaurus in here. We'll have Psittacosaurus in here. And then we'll have Triceratops in here. You know what we should do? Have like, I don't know, like an alpha. An alpha of each species. That would be like a great idea. Maybe like the defensive species like Triceratops and Pseudoceratops. What else? Therizinosaurus. Well, Therizinosaurus, not really, but like, maybe the Pachy's could have like an alpha. That could be cool. We could just have like an alpha chilling in the area. Yeah, that could be a good idea. All right. Let's have like, I don't know, whichever males are more vibrant in color. All right, we'll have 2 males, 2 females. Now we need to get rid of those Therizinos that are in there. Let's get the trikes out. And then maybe we could get like a bull. Like a bull Triceratops. Something that's like relatively powerful or something. Yeah, that could be a good idea. So yeah, these are the trikes. We'll get them done. We'll start getting the second batch done. So like Triceratops. Let's get 4 more of them. And then get another Triceratops that's like, one of them be like an alpha. All their combat traits are maxed. So that's like an alpha male or something. We'll do the same thing with the existing species. We'll get like a Pseudoceratops bull. A Pachycephalosaurus. And maybe a Corythosaurus. We could have a Corythosaurus bull as well. Alright, finalize selection. Rewild them. Alright, let's clear out the enclosure. Alright, let's release the Psittacos. If we can. There we go. With new species coming in, that should up the park rating. Alright, let's get the second batch of Psittacosaurs done. Where's Psittacosaurus? There it is. Just get the second batch done. And in the meantime, let's figure out which ones we want. Whichever one's more vibrant in color. These two look more vibrant. All right, let's go with 2 males and a female. And then let's get the bull. Let's have one of them. Ooh, that looks cool. We'll go with this one. This could be the bull. Alright, let's go. The alpha male. And then we'll call him like alpha or bull or something like that, just to keep track. And then let's do the same thing for these guys. Let's see which males are more vibrant. That's pretty vibrant. No. None of them, really. Alright, let's have these 3. Alright. Let's do that. And then in the meantime, let's get like maybe a Carnivore that's like an alpha male or something like that. And let's get a Nasutoceratops that's like that too. Nasutoceratops. Where is it? There it is. Do the same thing over here. Like an alpha male. Or alpha female, depending on what we want. So that'll be our bull Nasutoceratops. Alright. Let's see what we have for, what else did I want? Oh yeah, Packy. Alright, let's start releasing them. So for the trikes, where should we put them? Maybe we'll put them like right over here. Maybe. Yeah, we could put them like right over here or something. Let's get a delivery zone. Now for the Psittacos, we should probably put them, I don't know, maybe over here. We'll put the Psittacos like over here. That could work. Alright, let's get them going. Let's get the Psittacos going. Let's release them via airlift. Give them all the privacy they need. We can ship them off. And as for the trikes, let's release via airlift. You know, let's get the bull out first. Release via airlift. Alright, where did I put it? I think it was over here. Yeah, it's over here. And I want to at least get one sauropod. And then I think that'll be like all the herbivores done. Well, at least all the herbivores I can be bothered to do today. And then we'll move on to our first carnivore, our first 2 carnivores. The Psittacos are ready. Let's release them. Release them to their new home. Let's make sure they're comfortable in their new home.
We are pleased to welcome a Psittacosaurus to the park.
Give them some ground fruit and some ground nut. Carnithosaurus being placed. The bull Triceratops has been placed. We'll probably give him a name or something. Alright, we've got Max. I'll name you Max. And is there a way I can favorite you? There we go. Let me favorite you. So I know. Alright, we got Max going. Alright, so let's get your accommodations met. So we need some wetland. Water there should be plenty of. There we go. And here come the other trikes. The other 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Triceratops to the park.
Alright. So we got them going. I'm guessing the bull has been released. Yeah, you're the bull. Alright, what should we name you? How about Nelson? Nelson. Alright, we'll name you Nelson. Alright, so the trikes aren't too far. Alright, let me favorite you so I can keep track of you as well. What about the Carnitho? Which one's the... I think it's this one? Yeah, you're it. Let's name you Corey. Corey, and let's favorite you. We'll keep track of you, see what goes on. Oh, and the Packy. We should probably release the Packy as well. And then let's get some small nests for the... What's it called? The Satacos. There we go. I don't think they really need an alpha. Because, like... What can they do to defend themselves? Alright, we've already got nests being claimed. Maybe get one more just to be on the safe side. That's a medium nest. We need a small nest. There we go. That should be good. Now, I kind of want to add a sauropod in here for right now. Like a sauropod. And Brachiosaurus is on the list. So, let's see if we can get, like... Alright, any other sauropods aside? Oh, I mean, there is Dreadnoughtus as well. Let's get Brachiosaurus. We don't play around with them too much. And then for the Brachies... Thinking about getting, like, maybe an alpha female. We'll get an alpha female, like a matriarch. Just so we can have, like, a mixture of alpha males and alpha females. So these guys will have an alpha female. And then after this, we could start work on our first two carnivores. We could see what we have for carnivores and go from there. Got a nest claimed by a trike. That's awesome. I wonder if Max can carry on the lineage. We'll have to keep our eyes peeled for that. And let's release the Brachies. These are our two test Brachiosaurs. Our first sauropod. Our first, like, giant creature. Hold on, there we go. We could release the Brachies just outside. We could do that. Or we could leave them, like, over here or something. There's, like, a massive cliff area. I just realized. Alright, let's see. Maybe somewhere a little open? You know what, screw it. We'll release them with the Corythosaurs. Screw it. Maybe we'll have the Brachiosaurs over here. There's nothing over here, right? Yeah, there's nothing over here. Alright, cool. Let's do that. Let's get... Maybe... We'll get 5 of them all together. We'll get 5 Brachies. We'll get the alpha female and then some normal ones. Alright, so let's get 2 pairs of Brachies. And then we'll get 1 that's, like, all modified. And let's get one of those tall viewing platforms so you can see them a bit better. Just so you can see them a little better.
We have added a new viewing platform, ready for you to gain an elevated view of our wonderful dinosaurs.
Well, that's awesome. Alright, let's get them going. Alright. Whichever males are more vibrant, we'll go with them. We'll get, like... I don't know. Yeah, maybe we'll have both of these be female. Yeah, both of these be female. And then both of these be male. Yeah, we could do that. And then we have an alpha female. Whichever one's more vibrant. Or not vibrant, but like... Whatever. Alright. Let's have you. No, let's have you. And I know the perfect name for you. So we got 3 females and 2 males coming in. Alright. How's everything going with the trikes? We got eggs? Who's the father? Okay, one of the beta males. Okay, cool. Is Max an alpha? I wonder if Max will at least get, like... Whatever. Alright. Let's release the Brachies. Let's get the Brachies going. Let's have them be, like, over here or something. Yeah, that could be good. Alright, they don't have to travel very far, and... Let's get the 2 females. No, let's get the alpha first. Let's get the alpha first. Alright, they're gonna release those guys one at a time. We got movement in the small nest. We've got some Psittacosaurs. Look at that. Awesome. These guys are so cute. Look at them yawn and stretch. That's awesome. Alright, they've got all the privacy they need. And maybe we could release a small carnivore for the first one. I'm thinking maybe Herrerasaurus. We'll probably add a pack hunter next episode. But I just want to get our first carnivore going for right now. Maybe something a little larger, I don't know. Maybe Metracanthosaurus? Yeah, we could do that. Let's get the small carnivore out of the way. I'm thinking Herrerasaurus. I know that's not really a pack hunter, but they'll do for now. Alright, Herrerasaurus. We need to switch to carnivore first. What about compies? We could have compies running around. You know, let's get a larger carnivore. Ooh, Concavinator might not be bad either. What about Trudon? Or Proceratosaurus might be nice as well. Alright, let's get like a small carnivore and then a medium-sized carnivore. Wait, whatever's on the list. Whatever's on the list. Wait, I could always add more. That's not a problem. Atrociraptor is on the list. Compsognathus is on the list. Okay, so we can add that. And what about... Alright. Let's add the compies. Let's get the compies in here. And then maybe we'll give them some feeders for right now. Just so they don't starve. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got movement in the nest. What do we got? Baby Triceratops. I don't think that's Max's litter, though. I don't think. So what do we got in here? Hold on, where's the nest? There it is. Female, female, male. Alright, 3 females and a male. That's awesome. So yeah, this beta male is the... Alright. Got a nest claimed. I think this male here. So, Max is really the only one that doesn't have anything. I think he's just happy he's looking over the nest. Or looking over the herd. I think that's what's going on. Alright. Alright, let's maybe get... I don't know. You know, we're not even going to release them. We're just going to have them go straight to here. Alright. Let's get a male that's, like, vibrant in color. That's good. Alright, we got 2 males anyway. Alright, we could start releasing them. Alright, we'll wait for this Brachy to be done. Our first sauropod. There we go. Alright, that's the Brachy's taken care of. Let's just give them some food. Some tall nut. There we go. The Brachiosaurs should be completely fine. And let's get some large nests. So let's get a delivery zone first. We should probably release them like maybe in the open or something. We'll release them over here for now. Our first carnivore. And we'll get like a feeder for right now. We should get it like a base camp or something. Have like a base camp so then like we can observe the dinosaurs or whatever. Alright, we got Brachiosaurs already claiming nests. That's awesome. Alright, let's go ahead. Release via airlift. Let's have the compies maybe over here or something. We could set up a base camp somewhere. We'll get a Hyperloop station. Alright, we want to give the dinosaurs the space they need. We need like a base of operations where we can like view the dinosaurs up close. This could be a good area. Alright, let's go ahead. Maybe get like, I don't know, a ranger station inside or something. Yeah, ranger station, that could be good. Alright. Let's get a response facility. Alright, we got some releases ready. We got the compies. Awesome. Let's go. Our first carnivore.
To welcome a Compsognathus to the park.
Alright, what do they want? Alright, arid. Not a problem. We can get them some arid. They've got all the pasture they could want. They just need some water. There we go. So we have a way to get to the base camp.
We are pleased to welcome a Triceratops to the park.
Alright, we got some more Triceratops, which is awesome. Alright, let's finish off our base camp.
Welcome a Psittacosaurus to the park.
With this. There we go. Boom. We've got our facilities. Let's upgrade while we can. Task scheduling. And an additional ranger team. There we go. We've got our base camp going. We should be good to go. The terrain should be a little too steep. Alright, let's get like a platform going. Let's get some viewing platforms going. And then let's do the same thing for maybe over here or something. See, I can get creative if I want to. Alright, you can see everything from over here. Alright. And then maybe a few viewing logs might not be a bad idea either. That could be cool. Alright, so there's our base of operations going. Let's get our first small carnivore going. We get a small carnivore and maybe a medium carnivore. So for small carnivore, I'm thinking Herrerasaurus. I know that's like not on the list, but you know what? We don't really play around with them. And I can add on some creatures and whatever. And then let's see if there are any medium-sized carnivores on the list. There are Carnotaurus and Ceratosaurus. Metracanthosaurus isn't on the list, though. Alright, maybe we'll add that in later on. Let's just get Ceratosaurus for now, so we have a medium-sized carnivore. I don't want to add apexes just yet. And we're going to need some alpha carnivores as well, so they can compete with the alpha herbivores. One of them will be the alpha, and the same with the Herrerasaurs. Alright, Herrerasaur. Let's modify the genome. There we go. That should be good. Alright, let's get the Ceratos going. We only got 3. I like this male. Let's get 2 females and a male over here. Let's go with 3 females and a male over here. And then, let's give you like an alpha female. Let's go with an alpha female for these. Alright, that's good. For the Herrerasaurs, maybe like place them near the Ornithomimids. Like not too close, but close enough where they can find them easy. And as for the Ceratos, obviously they'll hunt the bigger prey. So maybe we'll place the Ceratos over here. Yeah, that could work. That could work. Alright, let's get that going. They should be done by now. Eggs found. What do we got? Brachiosaurus. Okay. Who's the mother? This Brachie right here. Wait, are you the alpha? You are the alpha. Alright, I'm gonna name you Baleen. I don't know if that's how you spell Baleen, but there's Baleen for you. She's my favorited one now. Alright. We got other things going on. Let's release the Ceratos. Let's release the Cerato, or the Herrerasaurs first. Alright, let's get the alpha out of the way. The alpha female. We'll put her here. And then we'll get the other 4. I don't know if they take small or medium nests. We'll have to find out. Alright, for the Ceratos, let's release you. Over here. Alright, let's get the Ceratos hatched up. Or released. There we go, so we can have our first carnivores going. We're finally getting some carnivore action. And I should probably turn combat on. Sandbox settings. Alright, I just changed the settings. So hopefully the carnivores will have more of an incentive to hunt. That's kind of the goal. Alright, so that's pretty much everything here so far. Our first carnivores. are being added in. Let's get the Herrerasaurs. Hopefully they'll find the ornithomimids and hunt them down. That's kind of what we're hoping for. Alright, so we've got the alpha female. Let's get you out. Carnivores being added in. And then I think the Cerato, the Alpha Cerato, has just been released.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Herrerasaurus to the park. Ladies and gentlemen,
all right, let's name you Diablo. And then we'll favorite you. What do you want? Alright, cover, prey. Alright. You basically just need more cover. That's basically what they need. They're expanding their territory a bit. Let's release the other 3 Ceratos. These guys need to hunt their food. And then the other Herrerasaurs.
We are pleased to welcome a Ceratosaurus to the park. Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Herrerasaurus to the park.
We got some Brachiosaur babies as well. That's awesome. Our sanctuary is expanding. Alright, come on, expand your territory more. There we go. We got movement in the nest. We got more Brachies. Awesome. Alright, Herrerasaurus. We got a Cerato wandering all the way over here. The Herrerasaurs are wandering over to the Trikes. That's kind of not where we want them to go. We want them to go where the ornithomimids are. Alright, which one's the alpha? I think it's you. You can be Matilda. And then I'll favorite you. We don't have too many carnivores at the moment. We will add more as time goes on. Maybe get a couple more carnivores next episode. So the Herrerasaurs should be happy. They'll have to go hunting a little bit to find some food. Maybe we should add like a herbivore over here. Just so they have food. Yeah, they're kind of wandering over to the Trikes. I mean, they could pick off the little ones. They could do that. We got a nest claimed by a Cerato, which is awesome. We could add some goats. You know what? Screw it. We'll add some goats. And then for the Ceratos, we'll add some prey over here as well. We got some goats running around. That'd be awesome. Yeah, because even Biosyn Valley had some modern-day animals running around. So we'll have goats running around, moving to nest. Awesome. Eggs found. What do we got? Herrerasaurus. So we've got... who's the mother? This one here. How many? 3. We got 3. What are you doing? What are you doing, Matilda? Yeah, Matilda's been kind of fighting a little bit. Look at that. We got 3. Who's the father? Diablo's the father. Awesome. So he'll live for the next generation. Let's go. Alright, how many are they having? 3. Alright, cool. Alright, that's awesome. You know, I'm thinking about maybe putting like a herbivore over here or something. So they can eat. I mean, we've got Ornithomimus here as well. If they get hungry, they'll start hunting stuff. But yeah, we'll add more as time goes on. And with that, I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. It would really help out a ton. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.